Hi everyone, welcome back to Seem Normal. Today I'm going to do a very fun video. I'm going to allow myself to have this fun, and it is called Lyrics That Hit Mental Illness Edition. Mental Health Edition. So these are a collection of song lyrics that I've compiled, I was going to say collected, over the last little while. But I would love to hear what lyrics hit for you in the comments down below, because obviously music is incredibly an important part of a lot of people's lives, and it can help a lot, I think, in treatment. For example, I find that I feel less anxious when I'm listening and singing along to music. So there's just an example, but let's get into it. And in the bad times, I fear myself. So that's a pretty popular song. It's Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. We don't like who we are in certain times, and we may scare ourselves, and she puts that into words. Well, the next one I have is I'm Doing Okay, Just Glad It's Not Yesterday. And that is from a song called Sleep at Night by the Chicks from their newest album, their comeback album. She says, I'm doing okay. You're not doing fantastic. You're still recovering, at least in my opinion, from the day or the situation before. And I find as an empath, it takes a lot to recover. So if something happens during the week, or even like near the end of the week, it can take me the entire weekend to recover from that. So it's best if I handle those types of things in the moment, for my future self and my present self. This next one is Can I Handle the Seasons of My Life? And this is from Landslide by Fleetwood Mac, also covered by the Chicks. The Chicks are my favorite band, so I think this is a really beautiful question to ask, and a really romantic idea of these seasons of your life. And I actually wanted to relate it to seasons of the calendar year. I'm reading this book, Thriving as an Empath by Judith Orloff, and she talks about each season and what that actually means. So like, you're gonna do less because you're like hibernating in the winter, for example. In the spring, it's a time of rebirth and growth and rejuvenation. In the summer, you may experience passion and play and abundance, and autumn is time for harvest, change, and letting go. So I think it's important to think of the seasons of our life. Like, you can think of more broadly than just like these 4 seasons, but also these 4 seasons help me a lot, because a lot of the times, for example, in the winter, I just feel so bad and down, and it would just be good to know that winter is for going inward and sensing truth, according to this book. So like, that's what I'm trying to do. Whereas spring is rebirth and growth. And so it's a time where I can set some goals, I can reflect. The next one I have is, technically I looked up the lyrics and they're a little different than what I thought she said. So I'm just gonna say what the actual lyrics are, which are head underwater, and then tell me to breathe easy for a while. I thought it was head underwater and they tell me to breathe easy for a while. So that is from Love Song by Sara Bareilles, classic. This is like, this means like, put me in a situation that really sucks, that I'm not gonna do well in. Maybe that's not the best way to say it. That I know isn't gonna totally jive with me, and then tell me like it's gonna be fine, because it's not, and we know it's not. The next one I have is, really, it's this whole song. It's by Brothers Osborne, called I'm Not For Everyone. Just the idea of that song right there, I'm not for everyone, is a perfect reminder. You don't like everyone. You could probably think of someone you don't like. I always try to tell myself when I'm not liking someone that there are people who don't like me. Always remind yourself of that. One of my favorite lyrics from this song is, some people are just like me. I hope y'all forgive them. And then, if I was sweet tea, I'd be a bit bitter. And the reason I'm adding that lyric in is because around St. Patrick's Day, I have an Irish name. Well, I always do. And then around St. Patrick's Day, I looked up my first name, Molly, to see what it meant and how Irish that was. And it's very Irish, but it also means bitter, which I think is fantastic. And I told people at work, and they were so sweet about it. They were like, wow, that's like not even true at all. And I was like, I guess I have a very professional sense of self at work. if like that's the case. So anyway, all right, this next one I have is the first verse of this whole song. I think it's fantastic. I honestly wasn't that big. I'm a huge fan of her, but this song wasn't my favorite for a while until I started really listening to the lyrics. So the part I'm thinking of is, when it rains, it pours, but you didn't even notice it ain't raining anymore. It's hard to breathe when all you know is the struggle of staying above the rising water line. This one's fantastic because it uses metaphor of rain and also water, which is amazing. And this is Rainbow by Casey Musgraves. When it rains, it pours. We all know the saying. However, she's saying, but you didn't even notice that it ain't raining anymore. Pick your head up because, you know, there's always been a rainbow over your head. You're missing out on stuff. Because a lot of the times when we feel depressed, we would like to remain depressed. It's easier to do because you just don't do anything. This reminds me of mindfulness or meditation. Turn the quiet up, turn the noise down. Let this whole world just spin around. Just let it do its thing. You're just there. You don't need to be doing anything. You don't need to be anxious about stuff. Things are just happening. You can participate or not. By not participating, you're still participating. Is that true? I don't know. I just came up with that. That is from Smoke a Little Smoke by Eric Church. And then another one from that same song is, set my sails for a new direction, but the wind got in my way. You can plan for stuff. It may not always work out. We forget that. I love the fact that there is water, seasons, rain, wind in these examples, and I'm actually finding it really interesting that that happens to be the lyrics I'm picking out because they are all natural or related to nature. I think that is a beautiful way to think about this. Cool self-discovery there. Good synthesis. Next one I have is, it's a human sign when things go wrong. And for one of the reasons I love that is because it's the opening line of the song. It's just like, hey, you know, here's how it is. I've laid it out for you. Let's go into the rest of the song. Just love how straightforward that is. That's Elton John's Cold Heart. Not only when things go wrong, but when you do something wrong, something messes up, something goes not according to plan. It's a human sign. Like, good job. You're being exactly who you are, which is a human. So, you know, actually applaud the moments when things do not go right. It's a human sign. Thank you, Elton John. All right, and then this last one is really the whole song. And again, you can just tell by what the song is called, and it's called "Am I the Only One?" (parentheses) who's ever felt this way. It's also by the Chicks, which I think is like my third song by the Chicks. But like I said, they're my favorite. It's the whole song. Like, for example, am I the only one? There is no good reason I should have to be so alone. I'm smothered by this emptiness. Lord, I wish I was made of stone. Like a fool, I lent my soul to love, and it paid me back in change. God help me. Am I the only one who's ever felt this way? And this part. There are times when I see a light ahead. Hope is not enough. That's a hard one to explain, but kind of heartbreaking actually. Times when I see a light ahead, great. That's hope, okay? Hope is not enough, she says, they say. So again, thanks for watching this video. I would love to hear an example of a lyric that hits for you. You can leave it in the comments down below because I would love to do a part 2. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you in my next video. Bye. Don't be normal. Is that good? Is that a good ending? Don't be normal.